Oh, you know the one I used to always try to get you to do, Kanye, and you never did it, was that I walked through the halls of the school, and it's cool to be known by many for my rapping ability, but what about the brothers who ain't got it like me? Making money off the trade, you can say it's new, they got it made. Are on the rise, but it's not a big surprise to see something in the young brother's eyes.
Stay in Kardashian land, for Christ's sake. It's all women there, you know, and I got a son in my house, and I got the nannies talking down to me. I got the mother, like y'all think y'all got a mother-in-law? I got the mother-in-law of all mother-in-laws. And it was just, let me tell you what happened. It's like, last Christmas, my family came in. They all flew in, like 5 of my family members, because it's been a year after I've been in a hospital and put in UCLA for mental health issues. And they came to give me some love for Christmas. And the family got on the phone together, and they decided that it's their tradition to go over Courtney's house and open up gifts. And that it wasn't enough room for my family to be there that morning, and that my family that flew in could watch my kids open up gifts later that afternoon. And I didn't have a voice, and there was no man with a voice.
I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
So 3 years have flown by since Kanye and Kim Kardashian went their separate ways. But it looks like Kanye is still haunted by regrets over ever getting tangled up with that family. And get this, apparently Kanye's mom, the late Donda West, was one of the first people to wave a big red flag and tell Kanye to steer clear of the Kardashians. But Kanye didn't listen to his mom's wise words. Instead, he became totally infatuated with Kim, obsessing over her and plotting for years on how to get into her orbit, waiting for the perfect moment when she'd be single again so he could swoop in. But fast forward to now, and Kanye is still dealing with the consequences of his decision. Insiders close to Kanye are spilling that the toughest pill for Ye to swallow is knowing he turned a blind eye to his mother's advice, and he ignored her warnings about the Kardashian clan. And you know what's also crazy? It turns out that in a bizarre coincidence, Donda died just weeks after she met Kim for the first time. But what exactly did Mama West warn Kanye about? And what were her fears about her son getting involved with the Kardashians? Let's break it down.
The main thing is getting to do something that you really love to do. Right. But you know what, I was thinking about something I was going to say to you, Kanye, that I thought was important. How you were down to earth and everything, but you know you got a lot of confidence. Come off a little arrogant even though you're humble and everything. But it'd be important to remember that the giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing.
If you've been keeping up with Kanye West from the very beginning, you know just how much he adored his mom, Donda West. And when she tragically passed away in 2007, it was as if someone flipped a switch and Kanye completely lost his way. Now here's where it gets even more heartbreaking. Not long after Donda's untimely death, Kanye started dating Kim Kardashian despite his mom's reported warnings to stay away, far away from that whole Kardashian circus. It was almost like losing his mom sent Kanye spiraling into a world of bad decisions and self-destructive moves. He seemed to be making one questionable choice after another, and getting involved with Kim was definitely one of them. But there's another, more sinister side to this story. Rumor has it that Kanye's struggles aren't just about losing his mom. The real tea is that Kanye allegedly allowed her to be sacrificed for his fame. And ever since that tragic event, Kanye's life has been in shambles. So remember the drama back in 2022 when Kanye went on Twitter and dropped that bombshell about going DEFCON on certain groups of people? Kanye was blacklisted practically overnight, with big corporations cutting ties, and his so-called industry pals tripping over themselves to denounce him. But Kanye kept spilling the tea on the industry, and in one of those viral paparazzi encounters, he claimed his mom was sacrificed for his fame. And he didn't stop there. He went on to name other celebrities whose loved ones died under suspicious circumstances, hinting that they too might have been industry sacrifices.
That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm appreciative.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
And by the way, this wasn't the first time we've heard that there might be something shady about the official narrative of Donda West's passing. Donda passed away on November 10th, 2007 at the age of 58, supposedly due to complications from cosmetic surgery. But get this, the initial autopsy report was anything but clear. It vaguely mentioned that multiple post-operative factors could have played a role, while also adding that there was no evidence of surgical or anesthetic misadventure, or any other issues with the surgery itself. The deputy medical examiner concluded by saying that the manner of death could not be determined. So after the coroner's report was released, the LA authorities launched an investigation that uncovered some seriously shady dirt on Dr. Jan Adams, the surgeon who operated on Donda. And it turned out that Dr. Adams had a history with the law, including a DUI arrest and 2 previous settlements for surgical malpractice. Also, after Donda's passing, Dr. Adams started acting super bizarre, and when he appeared on Larry King Live on November 20th, 2007, he got all defensive when questioned about the procedures he performed on Donda and walked off the set.
They are what's important to me. I said that from the start, and that's what I'll continue to honor.
Then just a few things having nothing to do with them. Don't you want to speak out?
No.
You don't want to?
No. I do not.
All right, but you came here to speak out.
That's correct. But I'm going to honor their wishes.
Now, a few months later, Dr. Adams made a comeback on Larry King Live, saying he was there to defend himself and clear his name. But get this, he still dodged all the main questions about what happened to Donda. And to make things even more suspicious, he brought along his lawyer, who kept jumping in whenever Larry tried to dig deep.
Are certainly not accurate.
Did the autopsy clear you of any involvement, do you think, in her death?
I think the autopsy speaks for itself. Period.
You know, Larry, if I can jump in here for 1 second, one of the things that I wanted to address here today is you can say things about me, I can say things about you, and people can say things about each other out on the street. But Dr. Adams is a physician, and because he's a physician, he's in a position where he is not able to comment on any care or any discussions that he's had with any of his patients, including Dr. West and any other patients.
So with Dr. Adams' shady history of DUIs and lawsuits, everyone just assumed he botched Donda's surgery and was trying to dodge responsibility. But then the story took another shocking turn when Dr. Adams did an exclusive interview on Inside Edition and made these wild claims that Kanye knows what really happened to his mom.
Kanye West can end this by telling the truth.
And what do you believe that truth is?
The doctor had nothing to do with his mom's death. Donda West survived the surgery very well. She was at home.
Did anything during that surgery go wrong?
No.
Were there any complications during the surgery?
No.
Was there anything prior to the operation that gave you pause about operating on this woman?
No.
Dr. Adams also pointed fingers at Kanye's cousin, Stephen Scoggins, claiming that Stephen, who's a registered nurse and was supposedly taking care of Donda after her surgery, left her alone after someone gave her 20 painkillers.
Her nurse wasn't there. Her nurse was gone to a baby shower rather than taking care of his aunt. This lady shouldn't be dead. All you had to do is sit her up. And every nurse on the planet knows that. Her caregivers gave her, 20 Vicodin tabs in less than 20 hours.
But Stephen denied being responsible for Donda's post-op care, and he even came with receipts, including an email exchange with Donda from the night before she passed, seemingly proving he wasn't with her in the days following the surgery. Now, the authorities did investigate Dr. Adams' claims about Stefan, but they found no evidence to back up those accusations, and Stefan cleared of any wrongdoing. So as you can see, there are a lot of sketchy details around Donda West's tragic passing. But if everything Dr. Adams claimed is true, then Kanye might just hold the key to the real story behind his mom's death. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Back in April 2018, Kanye stirred up a storm by suggesting he might put Dr. Adams' photo on his next album cover. And get this, he talked about the message being all about forgiving and stopping the hate. So clearly, Kanye wasn't pointing fingers at Dr. Adams for his mom's death. I mean, if he truly believed Dr. Adams was to blame, I don't think he would be plastering his face on an album cover and preaching about forgiveness. So if not Dr. Adams, then who does Kanye blame for his mom's death? Well, if you ask Jaguar Wright, Kanye's blaming none other than himself. Jaguar explained that while many people are quick to write off Kanye as crazy, it's actually grief and guilt tearing him apart for allegedly sacrificing his own mom.
I do not think he's insane. I think he suffers from extreme grief. I think he, as one of the artists that I work with said, might be struggling with a little buyer's remorse. Because he did buy into the game. And maybe he feels a little differently about some of the choices that he made in his younger years. Maybe that's why he's able to talk about his mom being sacrificed.
Jaguar also spilled the tea on Dr. Adams, suggesting he was purposely hired to botch Donda's surgery, which tragically led to her death. And apparently Kanye knows all about it and it's eating him alive.
He had a bunch of he had been sued, malpractice insurance. He couldn't even get malpractice insurance for less than $10 million in some places. He didn't have the best record. And every interview that he did, that looked like I didn't do anything wrong. Why the f are you so defensive? If she died from natural complications, why are you defensive as a physician? So if the doctor said all of these years ago, Kanye knows what happened to his mother, I wish he would tell the truth about it, and now he's saying my mother was sacrificed, I don't know. Is he crazy? Is he?
But there's another reason Kanye is still dealing with guilt after all these years. We're now hearing from sources close to Ye that Kanye's mom Donda warned him to stay away from the Kardashians and to not get tangled up in that side of Hollywood. See, Kanye and Kim officially started dating in 2008, just months after Donda died. But they actually met for the first time sometime around 2002, and Kanye became infatuated with Kim, reportedly telling his mom he wanted to marry her one day. But Donda's motherly intuition was working overtime, and she allegedly warned Kanye to steer clear of the Kardashians, warning him that something was off about that family. And you know what's also kind of creepy? Kim actually met Donda a month before she died at the MTV Awards, which were held on September 9th, 2007. So back in 2019, one fan on Twitter shared this throwback photo of Kim in a pink sweatsuit and said they'd love to see Kim bring back Juicy Couture sweatsuits and that LV multicolor bag. That's when Kim responded saying, "Fun fact, in this pic, I was on my way to meet Kanye for his Good Life performance for the MTV Awards. I didn't really know him, but his people called my people, LOL, and I was a girl in the audience at the live performance in Vegas. I met his mom Donda this same night." So let's get this timeline right. Kim met Donda for the first time on September 7th, 2007. Kanye tells his mom Kim is his dream girl, but Donda warns him to stay away, and almost exactly a month later, on November 10th, Donda passes away. I mean, sure, it's all probably one big coincidence, but sources close to Ye are now saying he can't shake off that feeling that he should have listened to his mom's advice when she told him to stay away from them. The only good things to come out of this are Kanye's kids, and he recently revealed in an interview with Bad Boy that he feels his mom Donda speaks to him through his daughter North.
Sitting with North in Italy and playing her back to me and asking her, "What do you think about this line in the middle of the song?" And I was like, "Do you think I should change this?" And she's like, "You know, it's a good song." Sometimes I feel like my mom speaks through her. Wow. So I'm like, she's like, "It's a good song. You gotta say what you feel."
Now, as for fans, they're saying Kanye's got no one but himself to blame, while also feeling sorry for him because everything would have turned out differently if he had just listened to his mom's advice. One fan said, "He finally came out and said what we all have believed for the longest, that his mother was sacrificed for his fame. And yes, I believe that in itself drove him nuts. I heard him say that he sold his soul and it was a crappy deal. The toys and Happy Meal can never make up for that crappy deal." And another person added, "Kanye hasn't been the same since his mom's death. He's regretting this decision every day. His marriage wasn't real, he never looked happy, fame isn't worth losing your soul." But let me know how you feel about Kanye's mom allegedly warning him about Kim and the Kardashians. And what's your take on this theory that Donda's death was a sacrifice? Leave your thoughts in the comments and don't miss out on this next video.